Okay, do you guys see the speech app faculty only page in front of you?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
And who are we waiting on, Amanda?
Bob Best and possibly Melissa Segru.
All right, so I've got Tracy connected, myself, and you guys are calling from 3342 extension. I'm guessing in the room there,
Yeah.
or okay.
There, you have three of us in one room.
All right, that's fine.
Okay.
Gotcha. And I'm recording this as well. That way, afterwards, you can you don't have to feverishly write notes down. It's being recorded, so.
That's excellent. So if one of our members cannot call in for some reason, we can share it with them?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I'll post it. I will post it on the message board as soon as we're done.
Okay.
How's everybody's semester going so far?
Busy. Very busy. Bob said today I have 77 projects going on, and I think he's pretty correct on that.
Wow.
I'm not. Okay, so I really have like 5, and it's very overwhelming.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I know you do.
Who was it just connected?
Bob.
Bob, how you doing? Okay,
Bob.
So everybody here?
Yep, we're good to go.
All right, let's go and get started. Thanks for joining today. I've got to be done by 3:45. I have a whole bunch of girls coming from high school, 6 to 12, that I host every Wednesday for Girls Who Code, and they're doing photos today. So this is being recorded. So after we're done, I'll post it, the video in the message board in BaseCamp. And I thought it'd be good to start by just commending everybody for what you've done so far. And I know it's a lot confusing coming into a new system, and but I've used it for a while. And the one thing I like about it, and hopefully you will as well, is everything's in one place. You don't have to go to 5 different emails and spreadsheets and Word documents. It's all in one location. Meaning when we start a discussion or we have a to-do or schedule, it's all right there. We can look at the history of everything. So that's why I like it. There's definitely downsides to it, like any system, but for the most part, it works pretty good. I have worked with groups in the past that had 1 or 2 individuals work in BaseCamp, and to give everybody, those 2 individuals, all the documents and whatever. So if some of you don't feel comfortable working in BaseCamp, you might do that, is to offset it to someone in the group that has no problem doing things in BaseCamp. That's my suggestion. You don't have to do that. Might be helpful though. So does that make sense?
Yeah.
So far? Okay, so I'll give you a real quick overview of BaseCamp. I don't know if you got a chance to watch. I posted a couple videos in the campfire, the YouTube videos. Did anyone get a chance to watch those at all? Here in the campfire?
No.
Okay. I'll make note of it right now. I'll make note of it to show you where it's at. On the left side, I'm going into campfire. There's 2 YouTube videos made by BaseCamp, really short and sweet videos on what it's all about. Be well worth your time to probably look at it. But let me go ahead and just explain the layout of BaseCamp. Right at the top, explains the title and the description, but you can, and if there's something I explain you can't see on your screen, let me know. But right here where my mouse is moving is all of the users. You guys see that? All the users' initials here at the top.
Yeah.
You can click on, when you click on your initials, like I'll click on mine, it says I can see what's on my plate. I can see what I've been up to. So if I see what's on my plate, it's everything that's assigned to me in the to-do list, basically, for both the faculty group and the student group that's been assigned to me, whether I assigned it or somebody else did. I can also, it's color coded by like overdue, upcoming, someone else's task, assignments to do, added, completed, someone else's activity. So that's a nice feature that you might not be aware of that I use all the time, is that feature. Again, you just click on your name or anybody else's name, and you can view your plate, what's on your plate currently. Because one of the most confusing things about the system when I first started learning was, what am I supposed to be doing? And so if you just click on your name, go to what's on my plate, all it's going to show is things assigned to you. That's pretty quick and easy to figure out. So that's the first thing I'll tell you. Next, down here in this top part, the campfire message board to do. Message board is supposed to be like email. So it replaces your email that we normally work in groups with for years. So everybody sends us an email. We have 10,000 emails with 10,000 threads in the email, and it's a nightmare. Does anybody agree with me on that, by the way, when you've worked with groups with totally just email only and maybe like 50,000 emails at the end of the project? It's really hard to keep track of, especially in those emails if you have documents for the projects, but you have 4 or 5 people in the group that have a different version of the document. That can also be real confusing. So by having a message board here, it anytime you have a question, anytime you want to discuss something about the app in this case, or bring up a question about anything, go to the message board and create a new message. When you create a new message, you can categorize it or not. You don't have to. Most people don't. Title it with whatever you want to put on there, like, what about this page, or what about the content page, or something like that. Question about content page, and then put your question down here, and just by default, it's going to go to everybody, and then you post it. And what's nice about that is everybody will get an email prompting them that there's a new message. If you have a phone app, it'll prompt you on the phone, and then you can just come to the message board and look at that thread. At the end of a project, what's nice about it is you can look at the, like say if there was a question, you can look at comments people made about that subject from beginning to end. Because a lot of times in projects, when we're in the middle of working on something, somebody in the group will go, well, who started this idea anyway? Or why are we doing this? This is a good reason why. Everything's in the message board. All the threads to that original message is in the message board, and they stay there. So new message is for new ideas, new questions, anything like that. So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. On the to-dos, and I've been adding to-dos thus far, just kind of doing like project management type stuff, but there's nothing stopping you from creating your own to-dos. And you don't have to put a date on a to-do. You could just, it's something you know is going to have to be done for the app, put a to-do and put your name on it and add it. Does that make sense? So that way you don't have to worry about, are you going to forget it down the road if you're like me, because you got so many things going. Just add a to-do to yourself, and you will notify, you'll see it when you come back in later. Or somebody might see it and have a question and go, well, I noticed you're doing this, but I'm already doing this that's pretty close to that. Maybe I can help you, something like that. And so that helps a lot by managing not only to-dos that I add for everybody, but you can create your own to-dos. And to-dos are basically just tasks that need to get done in the project. That's all it is. I try to keep all of these open, but there are a few I've archived at the bottom just to save confusion. The archived lists are the beta prototype that was put out initially. I archived that. But anytime you want to look at an archive list, you can go down there. As people finish up a project, like in Melissa and Dave completed the task on the beta app, they check it, say they're done, and move on. That it's just a reminder. I do have dates on all of these, Amanda, but they're not hard dates. They're just kind of a goal, I guess you would say. And so if you wanted to change those dates or add other people to those tasks, everybody in the group can do that, not just me. And so you don't need to wait for me to edit these tasks or add to the task or add questions to the task at hand or the to-do list. An example would be, let's go to like one of the pages, like the page content for homepage or something. We'll go to that one. So maybe in this one you have a question, somebody has a question, they want to post in here a question about the homepage. You would put, type your question in here, whatever it might be, like, how about a logo for the homepage, and then just add it. And then people will get a prompt on that immediately and can start talking about that. So even though you're working on to do, you can post a question in a to do to have the whole group give feedback. And I recommend doing that. So to dos, again, are tasks that need to get done in the app. You can create your own. Don't worry about adding a date to it. A lot of times in the projects I work in BaseCamp, I don't add dates. I just know they have to get done, so I just start adding them. And you can do the same with yours. I think, Amanda, last time you talked on the phone, you and I talked, you had doled out some tasks for people to do on the pages or whatever. They can go in and start creating their own to-do list or not. You don't have to, but if it's something that has to get done, you've not yet started it, or even if you have started it, it's good to create a to-do list. And then when it's checked off, it feels good to see a list of to-dos and a project that are completed and that you did those and they're done. You don't have to worry about it. Automatic check-ins. This one the feature I did turn on. I try to keep the questions to a minimum, and they're just to kind of keep everybody on task on what you're working on. So you'll notice the first one's 9 a.m. Most of these are 9 a.m. on Friday. What you accomplished this week? What do you need from me? What are your plans for the upcoming week? And then, are you blocked on anything? Is there anything that you need help with? Anything that's stopping you from doing what you need to do? And so you don't have to answer those every Friday, but if you have, especially on the blocked ones, or if you accomplish something that week, definitely post something in there. Would be great, just to kind of have some information in there. And then on the doc and files is the area that you will upload all of your documents for the project. Thus far, I have in here a document about using BaseCamp, which is just a really quick, here's what each one of the modules mean and what the purpose of them is for each one of them. I also have a document on websites for the app, which is mainly for our student developers. And then the videos document is a Word document with a couple I think the original video that the app is based upon, I believe I put in there, and then one other video or something. I did put a note in this one that I believe it was, Tracy uploaded a YouTube video. And some of your pages might have YouTube videos that you use in your class currently for the speech content discussion. And that's fine. You can do that. If your page has a YouTube video that you want, post it on this page as a comment, and I can download it natively to my Mac, and then I'm going to upload it to a separate repository. That way, if, God forbid, that YouTube page dies one day or the user takes it down, it's not going to hurt the content of the app. The video will still be available. And so any YouTube videos you guys use for your pages or content, you can upload them in here. Like Tracy did, just tell me what it's for. On transitions. And so that's all I need. The normal videos, I believe, go ahead.
Chuck, would you need us to say which of the 4 categories it goes in?
Yeah, I'll go over that real quick. I did not go over that in the to-do. Let me do that real quick. In the to-do for the video content, I'll go over a couple of them. I'll go all of them, but like Amanda for the homepage here, I say create a less than 1 minute video welcoming students to app, name it this name, and then upload it to doc and files. And I do that on every one of the videos. I tell you, That's what I give you that description if that helps.
Yeah.
Same thing with page content. I'll go to the page content to tell you what to name the page and where to upload it, which is doc and files. And I say in here a one-page Word document. If it goes over, it's not a big deal. It's just, just it needs to be main thing is the name, and then you upload it. That's fine. It can be more than one page. So yeah, I try to put anything that you are to upload in that doc and files in the description of the to-do. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now the videos, you're supposed to have 2 gigs limit on each file, 2 gig cap on a file you upload. I've not tested that myself. Most files I've uploaded in BaseCamp have not been over like 500 megs. But some of your videos that you download, what's the name of the service or the app you use, Amanda, for your guys' videos?
Go React.
Go React. I don't know what the size of those are going to be once you download them. If it's under 2 gigs, you're good to go. If it's over 2 gigs in size, we'll have to just put them in a separate location, like in your Dropbox folder or something, and you can upload them in the videos.docx file. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm getting that new iPhone Max tomorrow. Could
Yeah.
I videotape these with the iPhone Max and just upload them?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you should be able to do that. You should be able to take you're going to do like a headshot video of each one of your I think it's a welcome page for yours. Is that right? The homepage.
Yeah, I think if the team agrees, that it would be awesome to meet all of the speech members, so we could each take a content area, so
Yeah.
content organization effect, and they can meet all 5 of us, and then also maybe Melissa if she wants to do anything. So
Yeah, that'd be great. However you guys want to do it is fine by me. You're the gurus in this area, so I'm just a technical guy. I can help you a little bit with content and ideas, but it sounds like a great plan to have each person over a separate page and even a headshot video of a welcome from that person would be great. But no, yeah, a video from your new phone will be fine. That'll work great. And when you upload that, I'm trying to think, you should be able to upload it right within when you get your new phone, install the BaseCamp app, do your recording on your phone, and you should be able to upload it right within the doc and files here from your phone. Yeah, you should be able to. If you need help, though, let me know. I can help you with it. No big deal.
okay.
Okay. Schedule. The schedule thus far with my students, I have a weekly status meeting. I think it'll be overkill for us to do that unless you disagree, Amanda, to have a weekly one. But it'd probably be a good idea to have. I know that we're already in October, but maybe I don't know, every other week. What does everybody think about that? Or once, we're looking at, if we do it every other week, we're only looking at 2 or 3 meetings for the end of the year, and that's about it. And the meetings are really short and sweet, like 15 minutes done.
So the status meeting is where we all get on the phone?
Yeah, I think a phone conversation. You could be on BaseCamp while we're talking, but you don't have to log in like you're doing now to my screen. You could just be looking at BaseCamp with me on a phone conversation and conference call. And it wouldn't take 10 or 15 minutes to go through what everybody's doing, kind of a status meeting on that and what you need from me and things like that. So does that sound doable, like every 2 weeks starting from this week? Or no? On a Wednesday?
Sure.
And I'm just thinking from 3:15 to 3:30, if it works good for everybody, I'll set it up in the calendar here. Every other Wednesday starting from this week, 2 weeks from today, we'll do 3:15 to 3:30 as a status update meeting and be in and out. If somebody misses one, I will record those as well, like I'm doing for this one. And anybody that misses them can watch what we talked about and listen to what we talked about afterwards. That sound good?
Yeah, and Chuck, if you send me the link every 2 weeks, I will send the link to the group on my phone so that everyone can just push one button and be there.
Yeah, and well, this will do it as well. When I create the the schedule. It'll send it it'll not only add it to BaseCamp. Everybody should have gotten this email from BaseCamp about the meeting. Like I got one on my phone today reminding me an hour before that this meeting was occurring. And so if you have BaseCamp already on your phone, it'll remind you. So, but you can definitely, remind folks again, like we did today. It's definitely no big deal to do that. But the schedule is just basically for scheduling meetings, but it's also, you'll notice, it has every due date or every task. It's in the to-do list. The one downside of not putting a date on a to-do is it does not show up on your calendar. That's the only downside, but I don't see an issue with it. I've never had a problem not having something on the schedule. I always think of schedules as meetings anyway. I don't really think of schedules as, when I look at this module here, as my to-dos. When I look at my to-dos, I will go to my name at the top of BaseCamp and go to what's on my plate, like I'm doing now, to figure out what exactly I have coming up. It's a lot cleaner, less messy. I don't have to think about it. It's right there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yep.
So Campfire. Some of my groups I meet with, I don't even use Campfire. What it's for basically is like instant messaging or text messaging. It's basically supposed to, if you don't have a big discussion, question, or idea or thought, like we talked about putting in a message board, you just put it in Campfire. Like, does anybody know where to find, I don't know, this video on YouTube? You put it in Campfire. That type of question. Does that make sense? So if you don't want to use it, you don't have to. I'll leave it there though, just because it's there. I won't take it away. But if you don't want to use it, I've used it for groups in the past just to remind people of stuff that's coming up. That's about it. That's about what I use it for. But you don't have to use it. It's supposed to replace text messaging. The company, when they created this app, the idea was to replace everything that we do currently for project management, which message boards, email, calendar, the schedule is Outlook, Campfire is text messaging, the to-do list is like MS Project or whatever project management tool you've used in the past. Doc and files would be like your cloud drives that everybody uses. So it kind of that's the idea is of that. That's where it comes from. Now this company is kind of interesting. They most of them work from home, and they have about 800 employees nationwide, and they work from anywhere they're at, and they use BaseCamp, and that's where it kind of the grassroots of this app started from this company to just communicate with one another in a company, and then it branched out to where they shared it with a company here and there, and it's spread like wildfire since then. So, by the way, we do have a free account on campus for BaseCamp. It's fairly expensive to buy commercially, but as faculty and educators, there are a lot of faculty that use this nationwide and around the world for student projects. And again, it doesn't cost anything because I've already set it up. Anybody has an at rockvalleycollege.edu account can set one up at no cost. So if you ended up liking it, you can use it. If you ended up hating it, disregard what I just said. Okay? And they didn't pay me to say that, by the way. All right. So that was a real quick overview of BaseCamp. We got about 6 minutes. I know it's not a lot. Is there anything I missed or anything you don't understand? Let me know real quick in the next 6 minutes and we'll talk about it. And I'll help you out.
So because what's vital right now to getting this off the ground is docs and files.
Yes.
So say one of us finds a website. Show us one more time where we would upload that website.
Okay, if you find a website, you mean like just data on a website, like you have an informational website?
Informational website that we want to copy and paste.
Yeah, great question. If you go into Doc and Files, you can click on New, and you can select a whole bunch of different things to do besides uploading files. You can start a new document. So an example like you just mentioned, Amanda, maybe it might be and I'll just do this as a test here, an example. I might say, I don't know, content page links or something. I'll call it that. And I'll put something like, place links here, and I will post it. And notice here, by the way, when I post this, nobody's going to be notified. If I click this, I notify everybody. Well, if I'm just updating content, I haven't put anything in there yet, and I notify everybody, you're going to be kind of annoyed. They go to a page and there's nothing in there, or a folder and there's nothing in there. And so you don't have to notify everybody. And I like the fact that the default for this is nobody is notified. And we're notified enough, everybody is already, of things. So I like that they did that. That's from forethought in that. So anyway, I'll go ahead and hit post this doc. And what's nice about it, it's not a Word document, but anyone in the group can come in here now and can come down here to a comment, and I'll just, again, put in a bogus link, or not bogus link, but I'll put a Google or something like that. There you go. And so I've got a link in there. And so now whenever you go back to doc and files up here, and by the way, up at the top of BaseCamp is what's called breadcrumbs. You can, wherever you're at, you can click on that link. It'll take you back to the root of that entity, which in this case is doc and files. And so anybody that comes back in later can see the content page links, click on it, and start adding links to it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's exactly what we needed.
And anybody can do that. Anybody in the group can do that. Now, you can also, and I didn't show you this, but you could, if you had a file or a document or anything in one of your cloud drives, you can access it this way as well. Like on campus, I believe we use OneDrive, but then most of faculty have Dropbox and Google Drive both. So you can link it from there as well in this new file upload. Make sense?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Other questions?
I wanted everyone to know how to do that so that I don't have to be the one uploading everything all the time.
Exactly, and it's super easy to do. I think you'll like it. It's really easy.
Cool.
Other questions from the group? Good. Now, speak now or forever hold your peace. You guys are really quiet today. Do I know? It is. Yeah. Okay. Does everybody feel better about using it now?
Yeah.
Awesome. High five, virtual high five for everybody. And so after I'm through.
Thank you. Thank you for your time, and thank you for everything you're doing for the speech department. This is going to be, I think you said this is going to be the first department that has an app, right?
Yes, the CIS does, but I have it on my own account because we didn't have a Rock Valley College account at that point. We do have one now on Apple and on Android. So yours will be the first divisional app on the Rock Valley College Android and Apple store. Yes.
Yeah.
And just so you know, what's cool about that too, Amanda, is, and again, all the students that are a part of the development team will be on the app on both the Android and iOS as developers for the app. If you want, as faculty, and again, it's up to you, if you want to be noted on the app as well as contributors to the app, we can also add faculty on there as well. That's up to you guys to decide, though. You don't have to. It's just something to think about.
Yeah, and we definitely will probably need to take you and the app team out for some pizza at the end of all this.
Yeah, pizza is a terrible idea for college students. No, just kidding. Anytime you have pizza and college students, you're great. No, you'll be fine. All right, well, cool. I will post. Definitely, they love doing it. They're learning a lot, and most of them, it's the first big project they've done, so they're having a lot of fun, and they're doing a good job. So, so I will post a video, just so you know, right here in the message board. I will post a video link to what we just went over. That way you can see and hear exactly what we just did, and I will schedule the meetings for every 2 weeks and go from there.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Well, you guys have a great day and a great week. We'll talk to you in a couple weeks.
All right. Sounds good, Chuck. Thanks.
All right. Bye-bye.